So, okay, now moving on to the subject that a lot of us are very interested in knowing is who is the man behind the cell movement, the business side. So, because you're the Bruce Wayne of the cell, you're the Batman. So Sky is Superman. Shout out to you, Sky, if you're watching, and you're Batman. You're Bruce Wayne. So it's only fair that we pick your brain a little bit here, without obviously not giving away all of your secrets, but enough to
Right.
show
Whet the
people
appetite.
exactly. So one of the questions that I wanted to ask is, what business experience in your personal life has helped you spark the formulation of the Sell hashtag campaign and the eventual creation of the ZSSM movement?
Honestly, a lot of the movements that I make and a lot of the thought processes that I have stem from, this is going to be a shocker, but just common sense, a lot of this stuff, you know? And
Mhm.
then that common sense has been cultivated like a seed and watered by my upbringing, by the military, and by going to school. I'll leave that part like that, right? The going to school part. But
Mhm.
just, you know, I look at a lot of the things that happen in life, situations in life. It's almost like if you're sitting at a desk in an office and you don't necessarily come up with the initial idea, but someone brings a great idea across your desk and you just think of all the great ways you can innovate off of this idea. And that was kind of my experience with Sky, where, my passion went towards my vitriolic, nature towards what happened at that time period, which was, a guy comes
You're talking
in.
about when Henry got axed. Is that what you're?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
The death knell of everything started to toll, and it was just like, you know, my energy went towards basically saying screw that. And Sky and I had conversations numerous times behind the scenes and just having passionate discussions, like at night, just talking and talking and mulling things over. And then he says, "Bro, I got this idea." And I'm like, "Let's hear it." We go back and forth. I was like, "This is freaking brilliant, bro." This is like, and it is weird because in hindsight, when you think about the opposite reaction, you know, I even told him, like, literally, I don't know if he remembers this, but I told him, I was like, "There's gonna be a whole bunch of people that don't like this, but let's be prepared."
Still don't like it.
Oh yeah. So my thing has always been like, when I hear an idea or I hear a thing in general, right? I always think of the counterpunch. So that's been kind of my thing throughout life. Someone says, "What do you think about this?" I always think about the opposing view and how do we strategize around and against that? How do we strategize for that? And
Now, hold that thought
mm,
right there, because that
go
this
for
is
it.
my next question. So,
Mm.
based on business background, did how did you understand how to contribute and understanding how to make the hashtag campaign go viral? So, do you had any prior experiences, or you just like Googled it, or did you consult with other people that knew about these campaigns? Like, how did you guys? Because we know that Cell ZSJN was Sky and Snyderverse to Netflix was your idea. So,
Right.
was this something that? How did you guys know how to make this shit go viral? Basically, that's the question.
So 1 second. Let me silence this phone here. I don't know if the
Oh yeah,
noise.
actually, me too. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, let me make sure there's noise because I'm getting messages. I'm like, did I? Because I hear the buzzing, but let me cut that buzzing off too. So the virality of it was kind of it wasn't a surprise. The surprise was how soon it occurred. It was almost instantaneous.
Okay.
That was a bit surprising. But the virality of it, I was like, this is gonna go viral because this idea is too big and it's too brilliant. You know when you hear something
So
and
it,
you're just like, what were we gonna say?
no, I'm just saying so that so basically you knew from with your gut like this is gonna go viral, so we know that this is just gonna blow up everywhere.
Oh,
So
100%.
so
The
okay.
only thing that, because I'm, without sounding like, oh, I'm patting myself on the back, I'm pretty good at coming up with ideas in milliseconds on the fly. And I didn't want to
You
think
think
too
you think
deeply about
fast.
this. Right. So I didn't want to think too deeply about this because I already knew within milliseconds what is going to occur, what may occur, and what should occur. And literally everything that I thought about happened. And so Sky's doing this in real time. You guys remember hashtag sells ZSJ on
Hmm.
Netflix. He and I had no discussion of the second hashtag whatsoever. And I remember right there on the spot when I saw the hashtag, because I do not remember us even having a conversation about what the hashtag was going to be. Actually, we did not have that conversation. And so when he put it out, I was ready to rock. And I was like, dope. All right. So it's hashtag sells ZSJ on Netflix. I instantly thought while making my tweet in real time, I was like, we're gonna need another hashtag that consumes every other idea about the Snyderverse, because
Affleck, Suicide
100%.
Squad, everything
Yes,
right there with Snyderverse, sell Snyderverse to Netflix.
correct. And I have to kind of partially thank um, a certain studio head from, an SF Studios down the street for calling us fractious. When he did that, he sparked something in me that committed that thought process to memory. And so I thought to myself, there's a bit of truth to that. And that bit of truth doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the fandom. Every fandom has, parts to it and fractious natures,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But within this one, we can actually see it. We can type it out in social media and see the quote unquote fractiousness. And I wouldn't even say that makes us fractious. That just there's factions within the fandom that want certain ideas and certain things. And I think we all kind of want those things, but there are people who kind of head these things, like the Make the Batfleck
Right.
movie. You know what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
release the air
Hmm.
cut, the whatever other ideas that are out there, right? So it doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily
Hmm.
mean that fractious is a damning review of the fandom. It just means, oh, we all got ideas, blah, blah, blah. And so when Sky put out the flag, which is hashtag sells ZSJL to Netflix, because that idea makes so much sense. When you see ZSJL licensed and streaming on other platforms, that signals something.